Alrighty, I'm Bilal Malas, and I'm joined today with Seema Sharma, President of Wealth and Estate Financial Canada. And today we have a very nice presentation for you. We're going to talk about how Seema helps health professionals spend more time doing the things that they love through Wealth and Estate Financial Canada's proven customized corporate strategies for health professionals. And a couple of things also to keep in mind, most of Seema's clients reach 5 million by 55 years of age and have an income for life until 85 years and above. Okay, keywords here being proven and customized. This is a framework that has been used over and over for Seema's clients who are all health professionals. Okay, now, some things that you can relate to if you're a health professional by now. Seema has worked with for over 25 years with health professionals specifically. So we all know that, you're overworked, you have a very busy schedule, helping and saving Canadian lives. You're uncertain that you're going to have enough after-tax income to last a lifetime, and you could be living a more exciting lifestyle if you didn't have to think about things like that, such as taxes, right? And in the end as well, you want to donate more to charity and have your own charity and legacy. So these are all, not only pain points that you feel like you may have at this point, and desires. And throughout Seema's career, Seema, I'm pretty sure most of your clients who are health professionals, these are some of their most kind of acute pain points and aspirations, correct?
That's right, Bilal. And I want to add this is the top 1% intelligence of our country. And they start 10 years late into working environment. And I feel for them. They're doing so much, not just taking care of patients, but they need to worry about their own pension, their own benefits, running a business. It's actually a pleasure to help them.
Absolutely. And in the end, why should we even listen to Seema and her team? Let's dive deeper into that. So Seema, please go ahead, introduce yourself, your professional background, your credentials, and what you've achieved so far.
Yeah, so Bilal, I'm an executive financial planner to help professionals across Canada. I have all the designations that one should have before serving this community. And, I believe that the community that has built me, I should give back. So I'm heavily involved in charity work alongside of my career.
Yeah, and you're a preferred advisor to the Rheumatology Associate.
Rheumatology Association as well, yes.
Mhm. Yeah, and some achievements as well. I know you've been a good donor and support of the William Osler Foundation, and you yourself have reached 5 million by 50, which is important for everyone to aspire to. Hey, you better hope your financial planner is has a good plan themselves. That's really important to mention.
I completely believe that anything that I'm teaching others, I need to learn that myself first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so who's this strategy for, right? In the end, so we're looking at residents and students who still haven't graduated and aren't earning their full potential in terms of salary yet, that are excited to plan for the future but do not know where to start. It's also for specialty practitioners, medical professional corporations, so those that have their own clinic, their own business, and wanting to grow their money without having tax consequences, either on the corporate and the personal side of things. So you both do corporate and personal financial planning. And for practitioners and medical professionals looking to free up time by strategizing efficiently and without having to think much about it, right? Because you want to just dedicate this to a specialist, right? You want to free up time by not having to think about these kind of things. That's why you would delegate it to specialists like Seema. And also for practitioners and medical professionals and business owners wanting to confidently transfer their wealth to future generations, tax efficiently with estate planning. Okay. And for the most part, Seema, I think these are the main characteristics. If you look at your book of business, we're talking about pharmacy owners, pharmacists, MDs, surgeons, but just specialists in general as well. And you feel like this is what they can relate to up until now in this presentation, correct?
Bilal, this is exactly what I do. So resident population is I believe my focus is to save money for them, find discounts for them, find long-term strategies for them, because this is a population that's still focusing on paying off their debts and starting a new life, right? When it comes to specialty practitioner and experienced physicians, I think they're time. This is the, I can say in a nutshell that these two generations, that's what they're looking for.
Excellent. Very, very nice. And Seema's team, your team, Seema, you do not interfere with if they have an investment advisor or a CPA or other financial professional relationships. And actually, that's what we're going to dive into. That's really important for anyone watching. If you already have a professional helping you already, what can we expect, right? So if you're already working with a financial advisor, CPA, or wealth manager, for example, if you're working with a wealth manager, some of the pain points that or some of the things that you may not think about is you may not have an overall corporate financial planning strategy, right? If you have a CPA, you may be thinking that the work that your CPA is doing is enough, but you end up actually being overwhelmed with the rest of the financial tasks that later creep up in your life that you may not even be aware of, which is why Seema exists. It's her specialty to think about these kind of things, right? Just having someone to go over these kind of things. And then, a classic one, my friend or a very close friend of mine or a spouse is looking after everything. And you need to be honest with yourself. Like, are the clients of that spouse of yours or that friend of yours, are they a specialist in helping high net worth medical professionals, right? Are they a specialist in helping them reach 5 million by 55? Have they done it over and over, right?
Yeah, and I think Bilal, they may be doing a great job in one area, but have you looked into other areas? So a prime example would be, I know someone very closely who has worked with a wealth manager. And being too close, I don't want to sound pushy. I never asked them for anything until they went through a health situation. And I asked, I said, do you have all the tech strategies in place? And they said, we were never talked about it. We were never told about it. And that's what makes me feel bad. So, when I ask for that 15 minutes contact, it's that call is just put aside, that time is put aside to see if I can help you. If I can't help you, I won't take any more of your time. But please let me know if you have a relationship. If somebody is doing a great job with your wealth, I don't want to step in and say, give me your wealth. No, I'm going to say, well, what are the tax strategies you have in place? What is the estate planning strategy that best suits you in your situation? So those are the conversations we would have, in those 15 minutes, and not about how to break an existing relationship.
Yeah. And even if they already have a financial planner, as a doctor, you must know that, a second opinion is very, very important, right?
Absolutely.
And again, the question to ask yourself, are they a specialist in helping high net worth medical professionals, right? Has your financial planner or wealth manager shared with you other strategies that they've used with other medical professionals, right? I mean, what would you say about that as well? That's a good point, right? Have they shared with you the strategies that they've used with their clients, and are their clients medical professionals? So that's really important. And then another one, a good one as well, is I do my own financial planning. That may seem, very easy to say, but managing your own investments does not constitute estate or financial planning. So one must not confuse investment plan, just investment, doing general investing, and then financial planning, which are two separate worlds, right? And this is why you exist, Seema. So it's really important to mention. Now, Seema, what if they're already 50, 55, 60, 70, or 80? And let's say, yeah, they're at 55 and they're making 5 mil or close to it. What would you say to that?
So during the life cycle, the life cycle is different for every age bracket. When I talk to somebody who's 50, 60, or 70, they're not looking for discounts. They're not looking for strategies to be implemented at this stage. But what they're looking for is my money going to last me lifetime? Do I have enough estate planning sort of strategies in place? So if I leave 5 million or $10 million in buildings, in properties, in securities for my kids, what part of that is actually going to reach my beneficiaries, and what part of that is going to go to taxes, right? So everyone has different concerns. So a client who's 75 years old, his biggest concern is my money going to last me a lifetime? I can take a look at your current portfolio and give you a second opinion.
Absolutely. So at all stages, it's important to get a second opinion, more importantly with a specialist. That's really something we have to focus on. And now from here, there are two paths, right? So if you're watching this video at this point, perhaps you've had a call with Seema already, perhaps not. But in general, you want to think about these two paths that you may encounter. So you may go with a trial and error path, right? So going with, doing the planning yourself or allocating it to a generalist, financial planning with a generalist. So you move on without the planning, without the guarantee of a secure financial future. You try to do it yourself, which actually happens, believe it or not, even if health professionals are extremely busy, and you end up becoming even more stressed on top of your already busy schedule. And then you also become at risk of unexpected life events, right? So be it disability, death, or critical illness. And here it says family physician heart repair story. Can you tell us about that story actually of you had a chat with a physician who went through an unexpected life event?
So someone I know, through my circle, we went through, we never, again, sometimes you're so close to people, you don't want to talk about business all the time, which I think is wrong in my part. But, by the time we sat down and started discussing estate planning strategies, I found out that there was a heart defect that this person was born with that he had no idea about, and he had to get it repaired. Now, when insurance companies look at you, and if they're going to insure you for $5 million, just like a car, you can't take a broken car and say, I want insurance on it. Same thing with your health and your body. You can't go to an insurance company and say, all right, I just got my heart repaired. Can you give me a $5 million policy? Because out of my state, 5 million is going to go to taxes if I pass away. And it was such a, those conversations are not very pleasant when you talk to people. And I am to be blamed. I felt very guilty for not having this conversation. To me, I think, Bilal, when somebody says, oh, I've got somebody at TD Waterhouse, that's like a usual answer that I get. I want to step away. I don't want to say anything, because these guys are trained to tell their clients, oh, you're looked after. We're looking after everything for you. Now, some advisors do. I'm not saying that they don't, but others are more focused. Most of them are focused on just managing wealth. And if they're managing wealth and not having a full holistic conversation about estate planning, tax planning, corporate strategies, you are going to feel at the end that you were not treated properly or you were not looked after. So I think the time is now to have that conversation and find out what else you should have in place.
Excellent. Yeah. And that's really important to know. And we're looking at the second path where, if a health professional would be to go with a specialist who specializes in helping high net worth medical professionals like you're able to save time and energy to create a more of a work home life balance. You're more confident by knowing that your wealth and your risk portfolios are qualified and professionally managed to ensure timely success. And then, you live the lifestyle that you deserve by creating an income that lasts a lifetime, regardless of market fluctuations or uncertain times such as COVID. And then also you get expert advice from the comfort of your pajamas at home. Honestly, believe it or not, COVID, wink, wink. All right. Virtual assistants and meetings, Seema's completely virtual. There's no reason why. In person is great, guys, but why not do it? Traffic can cause heart problems, right? So, and you want to enjoy, full control of your finances, up-to-date information, and peaceful time with your loved ones. So that's really what ends up happening when you work with a specialist. You get access to these perks. And I think, we can both agree here that's the desired life of medical professional, right? So give more, do more of what they are so good at doing, helping and saving lives, and then setting up their not only their lives that they want, but also for the rest of the future generations. Correct?
So, Bilal, just one comment. A friend of mine, her husband is a dentist, and when I took over his portfolio against his wish, because he wanted to do it himself, and the spouse said, no, Seema is going to take care of everything. We freed up about 2.5, 3 hours of his time, because he used to do online, he was busy online trading stocks, and the wife was not happy with that. So my friend is very happy that we're looking after everything, and we've given him at least 2.5 hours every day, she says, back for kids and herself.
Well, yeah, that's really important. The kids are more important than stock trading, that's for sure. Spending time with them, which is very, very valuable. So that's awesome that you mentioned that. And the longer you wait to take care of your financial health, just as a reminder, the longer we are delaying the arrival of your ideal life, meaning delaying spending time doing the things that you love, just like Seema just said, right? So lately, many health professionals have been reaching out to Seema to take care of their financial health more now than ever, especially after COVID. People are thinking a bit more about these kind of things. So right now is the perfect time while the clock is ticking and while Seema's calendar is being more and more packed. Time is becomes a scarcity. Okay, so take advantage of this as soon as possible. And on the next call, what they'll end up doing with you, Seema, so you'll conduct a discovery call to discover the problems that they have, right? So that's what you'll do. You'll review their goals, make sure that Seema is able to prescribe the right solution. And based on that prescription, you'll be able, Seema, to basically have a tailored financial plan that is suited to the lifestyle and goals of your clients. Okay. So ideally, as well, that's something to keep in mind. If you do have a discovery call with Seema, a full-blown discovery call, 30 to 60 minute, have a key family member on there, have a decision maker with you on there on that call, join you so that you can make the most out of the call. Okay. So at this point, Seema, is there anything that you want to add? I think that's pretty much it. After that,
you've summarized it really well. Thank you so much. The last comment I would have is any decisions we make, it's going to be a mutual one. It's not going to be a one-sided one. So you will be involved and you will be engaged and you will make your own decisions with me.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us today, Seema.
You're welcome, Bilal. Thank you so much.